days sometimes, and we drive around and pick up all the people's waste up in the mountain roads and stuff and bring it down and put it in here. But once again, no pictures. They had signage in the back, some little computer paper printout, not laminated, not protected. What are we running at here? 7 minutes. People wanted a longer one. I'll run it till it stops. I'll take you up to the municipal hall, which was my two bad workers and I last stand for 2 days. The place was so overgrown, you couldn't even use the sidewalks. Coming up is my favorite road. We call it Fairbarrow Lane. They had one in Hawaii, where the trees come over the top and make it like a tunnel. It's a beautiful road. Sadly, since the fast food chain came, it got way overgrown with garbage, not trees. But we recently did a full sweep on it, and I've learned that trash attracts trash. Once it's clean, it's good for a couple weeks, and then it starts little by little. Somebody drops it, another person, and then it snowballs. There's no trash cans there. The municipality here is totally against trash cans because the people don't want to segregate. Screw them. We won't pick it up at all, and we won't put any trash cans. Here is the entrance to the municipal hall. This sidewalk was so overgrown, we had to dig out that barrier on the left. Got both sides cleaned up. It's rather embarrassing, but I'll take you up here. We got it cleaned up, but when they built this new building, they never pulled any of the old vehicles out first. They just built it, the road, the sidewalks, left a big compactor, garbage truck in here, a multi-cab, a dump truck, you name it. But this was solid trash and brush all the way up this. And the second day, that was a full day's work there. The second day, which is Friday the 29th, my last day, this side wasn't quite as bad coming down here. So we got it all cleaned up, looking real good. You can actually use the covered sidewalk now. Before it was overgrown and full of hollow blocks. This was like totally overgrown. Grass out into the roads on the right here, and mud. Now it's usable. But that's the end of the two pad, and I'm burned out after 12 days. Full days. I haven't worked that hard in 20 years. But I couldn't pass up the opportunity of the manpower, so I pushed those boys to the limit the last couple days. But I treated them, all the beer and snacks. We're going to head down into town a little bit. From here on out, there really isn't any other MRFs for 25 kilometers probably. The few there is are nailed shut, are completely overgrown and not used. Here's our barangay hall for my poblacion Mambajao. It's rather embarrassing, but hopefully we'll get this cleaned up. They had an MRF. Oh, let's take it behind the barangay hall. Well, take a look. Would you like to bring your recyclables here? There it is. Now you can't see it from here, but there's mounds of trash all around that little white cage that was rarely used and then put to rest. About 6 years ago, they made it mandatory for all the ground guys to make a little MRF. Of course, they got the budget, and they made them as cheap as they could out of bamboo and nipa. And now, 5 years later, they are the garbage on the side of the road. Only one wrong guy made it out of hollow blocks and metal roofs. I'll have to post that video too. And it's still standing. And it is basically single stream recycling. One side's recyclable, the other side's landfill. But it's not really labeled with pictures, so people are still confused. We're almost getting into town here. This is still considered Mambajao, it's just the outskirts. A lot of little businesses. My family's local store, Elkin store, is up on the left here. Where they give me my dog bones. Let's see how long this will last. It might take me a day to load it, but give you some idea what my little town looks like here in the Philippines. It's a wonderful peace-built town, but since Jollibee, which is a fast food chain, and then Gaisano Mall moved in, the last 2 years have been hell here. More garbage than ever scattered all over. And the waste management system has never been more broken when we need it the most. So, after 14 years sitting around watching, I decided to try and make a difference. and it's been a battle. I'm finally starting to get some attention. They can't ignore me now. They have to have a meeting with me. I have to sell the single stream recycling as nicely as I can. That's kind of a problem of mine. I got a broken filter. I don't really mean to bash the other ones like the ocean cleanup and stuff. I just see all that money and think what it could have been done in other avenues to help save the ocean. It's a good idea, great projects, but very expensive for the amount of trash retrieved. My little 3 caboons in 12 weeks, the ships were out in the ocean, might come close to what they collected. And there's no diesel fuel or nothing. Just a pain to clean out. So maybe they can help me design an inexpensive retrieval method. But still, you got to get that natural debris back in the ocean. You can't just pull it out. Those fish depend on it out there. That's where a lot of the good fishing is, where they hover around being protected by the debris. So anyway, we're coming right down into the Jollibee zone. They put this fast food chain in here about a year ago, year and a half, and since then we got fast food trash all over the island. I've been after the owner. He doesn't reply back. I want him to supply the trash cans, single stream side-by-side trash cans for this park across the street and the downtown park where all the Jollibee trash is. And I can get rather persistent. I start out with honey, about ready to shift vinegar. So here we are, top of the town, where everybody buys their fast food junk and all the crap that litters this island. And this is the one park we cleaned this up too. It was a real bloody mess. They had even piles of burning diapers in there and everything.